Okay. For my final project, I decided to do an information architecture review on Yale University School of Art's web page. So just which is common, every college or university has specific pages for different schools or different colleges that prospective students or current students or alumni can go to and find more information with regards to whatever they're looking for. So the Yale School of Art website or webpage acts as a central hub for art students at Yale University. It houses information like admissions, financial information with tuition and fees, academic calendars, courses, faculty, academic programs, everything that an art student at Yale would need to know to just have a good academic career while pursuing that degree at that school. Um, so there are a couple of issues that the website has. If you look at the website, or even if you look at the picture, you'll see that things are a little overwhelming and a little weird looking. So the background is some type of seal, which has been patterned, which can be a little noisy and hard to actually just view or like look for information on the web page. It's a little distracting. And then when we want to talk about the hierarchy of the entire page, at the top we see that there's actually a the Yale School of Arts address is at the very first thing you see, and then when you come down, it seems like there are little ads that pertain to the college. We have the main navigation on the left, and then some other broad type of information, which is not really clear. So the web page in itself is not clear. At first, when I saw it, I was actually pretty shocked because Yale is a really greatly esteemed school, and I thought this page was a joke, but it actually is a real page that belongs to their School of Art. So there's no proper flow of hierarchy, lack of clarity on the website. There's lack of clear secondary navigation for information, opportunities for information and content to be broken into subcategories to break up the content flow. Page design is highly confusing to students. The navigation that's on the left is a little lengthy. I feel like there's some things that could be subcategorized under major headings or major labels. Okay, so the page that I decided to do was the undergraduate major page. So this page is very long and seems to house information for undergraduate majors. So that's the general heading. So when I went on this page, I see that it also houses information for prospective students, student grants and fellowships, thesis, internships, study abroad, postgrad fellowships, alumni. There's even an alumni section and other stuff. So I find that there's a lot of information that obviously does pertain to the undergraduate or the current student pursuing the undergraduate major, but there's also information that could deal with prospective students, which could be housed in a different location. And I feel like instead of making the page a lot lengthy, well, just lengthy in general, there's ways that a secondary nav could have made this better. All these subcategories placed on the page render the page too long for reading and gathering information for the needs of an undergraduate. Some of the information that I have listed above that is found on this page should be, like I said, under other labels in the navigation like academics, alumni, courses, etc. There's also an awkward placement of the See Also category, which is right in the middle of the page, which could throw a user off. Okay. And the study areas page, which was the second page that I wanted to actually go into detail to. There's a page heading, which is not labeled clearly and effectively. It doesn't stand out. The C also section seems to act as a secondary nav, not completely sure of what its purpose is. And there's also an incorrect hierarchy on this page. The different study areas are aligned in an awkward format, almost acting as A versus B type of situation instead of like a long listing or something like that, which could also render it to be confusing. Okay, so redesign benefits to students, of course. There will be more clarity and less frustration for students at Yale, more information on what the page has to offer, clear labeling systems and proper placement of navigation consistent with mental modules, increase in applications through admissions info on page and course registrations, and increase in involvement in fellowships in arts and grants, and also information readily available to students to complete tasks that are necessary for academic achievement. So my executive summary is basically I'm just going to talk about the project, which is the Yale School of Art, and then talk about what I'm actually intending to do. So the Yale School of Art has a homepage that houses information in admissions into the School of Art, information on tuition, financial aid, scholarships, etc. It also contains information on academic programs. This is the page that prospective students and current students can also come to get information about what they need for their academic pursuit at Yale School of Art. The current information is not presented in a clear and concise way on the web page. We have issues with mislabeling and wrong navigation systems and wrong hierarchy, just to name a few, which rendered students confused or spending more time looking for information. So my goal is to create an opportunity for students to have more clarity with regards to getting information on the school in general, information on admissions for prospective students for the increase of enrollment, information on tuition, financial aid scholarships, information on available courses for current students, information on academic calendars and deadlines, and just information on faculty. So on the undergraduate page, some of the improvements that I suggest are: one, the navigation. There are some options that could serve as secondary navigation or drop downs. An option that could be on the navigation could be prospective students, which would house information such as tuition, courses, financial aid, etc. And then current students could also have a drop down for courses, facilities, calendars, etc. So moving the navigation to the top of the screen also would outline the hierarchy of the page as well. So in these you'll see that I have the logo right at the top. Then I have the main navigation. I also have a search bar, which is also important because in our time, we're seeing that not a lot of people are spending a lot of time looking for information by going through the navigations, but they just want a quick way to search for something. That's also an option. So under our main navigation, I have a drop down so that we could limit the number of items on the navigation, rendering it less overwhelming. So you'll see I have current students. I renamed the page, obviously, from undergraduate to current students because that's the Yale School of Art doesn't have a graduate program. It has only an undergraduate program. So current students seems to make more sense. And so current students, and then there's a drop down for courses, facilities, competitions, studios, fellowships, etc. So once the user has selected that, then there's a breadcrumb menu, which sort of lets the user know where they've been, what page they're currently on, and then you'll see at the bottom that there's a way that the page should be outlined compared to what they had before. Okay. And then for the other page, study areas that I also decided to do. So I also tackled the same situation with hierarchy, putting the navigation at the top, having a secondary navigation as well, which would be in the form of a drop down that would go from current students to courses, and then courses, then they would have a list of the courses that are available instead of having to see those courses in an A versus B type of format. They could just select whatever they're looking for, and then that information would be outlined for them. Pretty easy and quick. Yeah, so in my conclusion, the navigation and page hierarchy and content placement was out of sorts and needed to be redesigned for students just to create more clarity and in the ease of completing tasks. Eventually, usability research should be done to determine the ease of use for my current improvements. And these are the resources.